What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Daniel Bryan finished, Jon Moxley takes over AEW, Triple H pissed off, Orton sends a message to Kevin Owens, Brian Pillman Jr. breaks character for one request, John Laurinaitis gets divorced, a major match set for Survivor Series, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now our first story looks at Daniel Bryan finished. At top of today's news is a report that former AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson's career may be over. Danielson, who dropped the AEW title to Jon Moxley at AEW's recent Wrestle Dream pay-per-view, was stretched out after a horrendous beating by Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club. This angle has fans talking because it was believed that while Danielson was slowing down from a full-time career to a part-time one, he wasn't retiring. However, the angle opened up the door for a retirement, and a new report from Fightful Select suggests Danielson's future in wrestling is no longer a priority. Right now, there are no firm plans for Bryan Danielson to wrestle again that I've heard of. The door isn't closed, but that isn't his priority. His priority is his family and getting his neck fixed. He said he wants to come back in some capacity, but the severity of his physical situation became much more clear as he finished up. Given the many injuries Danielson has suffered during his career, it may be wiser to hang up his boots. In the meantime, AEW may have found a new storyline to help the company's ratings woes. As next up, Jon Moxley takes over AEW. A newly crowned AEW World Champion sent a harsh message to AEW on last night's Dynamite, and some fans believe it could be the storyline that re-energizes the moribund promotion. Mox directed a scathing promo at AEW's locker room, warning them about what's coming. Here are some highlights. I hate what AEW has become. Egos out of control, celebrating when there's no need to celebrate, dancing and partying when there's no need for dancing and partying. I cannot stand it anymore. Mox made it clear he's willing to do whatever he thinks is necessary. I will burn down the forest to plant a new one. I'm not sentimental, I will do what has to be done. We will do what has to be done. We can see a better future and we'll make it happen. If you want to come with us, you can come with us. If you don't, run while you can. Stand down while you can. Get out of the way. Perhaps most disturbing aspect of Moxley's promo was how he ended things. What's the need to know for those in AEW? What's the need to know? What is a new paradigm? It's very simple. You work for me now. Does this mean that Mox is now calling the shots in AEW, taking over? Some of AEW's roster questioned the Elites Matt and Nick Jackson why they weren't doing anything to stop Moxley and his crew, with the Jacksons giving them a weak response. Could this be the build for a revelation that Shane McMahon has acquired storyline control of AEW, or is AEW going in a much different direction? Next up, major match set for Survivor Series. It appears that this year's Survivor Series will feature several sensational matches, and while nothing is official, fans believe the two versions of the Bloodline will duke it out in a War Games match. But now wrestling purist Ibu is reporting fans can look forward to World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defending his title against CM Punk. Cultaholic remarked, "It was noted earlier this year that Gunther vs CM Punk was on the table for Survivor Series, but the match has seemingly since been locked in for the November 30th event. Do you guys think that this match will actually happen, and who will actually win?" Next up, Triple H pissed off. The WWE is enjoying success after success, but there's reportedly a signing that Triple H is very upset about and pissed off. During a recent review of Raw, wrestling purist Ibu commented on how Will Ospreay's decision to sign with AEW is still bothering the WWE's chief content officer. He thinks Will Ospreay is a tremendous wrestler and he's salty that he didn't get him. The grand comments was just him venting. He wanted Will, he knows how great Will is, and he didn't get him, and he was really upset about it. For the fans wondering why Triple H tried harder to land Ospreay, Ibu added, "I spoke to someone in WWE at the time and I was like, well then why didn't they pay him more? And I was told it wasn't Hunter's call how much money he was going to be offered, and his hands were tied in that way." While the WWE is doing record business, TKO Holdings is calling all the shots, and its focus on money saving may have cost the WWE a tremendous opportunity. Next up is an NXT faction set for a big main roster push. Now is a main roster push in the works for NXT faction Meta 4 of Noam Dar, Ora Mensah, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. The group has been well received on NXT, and wrestling purist Ibu is reporting that the WWE is testing the waters for a main roster promotion. They're giving them the opportunity to just evaluate them. People officially in WWE like the charisma that the two have, specifically Lash Legend. Noam Dar is close to being cleared, and the WWE thinks that Meta 4 have main roster upside, and they're giving them a bit of a trial run. Fans have seen this trial run with appearances by the Meta 4's Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, who've recently been in the mix with WWE Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill and Damage Control. Ibu elaborated on the WWE's plan, saying that's the meta goals in this case because the thinking in the company is, of course, Noam Dar is a main roster level wrestler. Can the ladies hang on to the main roster and look professional? And if they can, we'll just keep them up there. Otherwise, that's fine. We got a cool evaluation of them. Now, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend have been a breath of fresh air for the women's tag scene, which hasn't been given much attention. For whatever reason, the tag team division is often an afterthought and inconsistent booking really hasn't helped. As for the WWE's current use of Jackson and Legend, wrestling purists commented, they'll take some more time and reinstate the metaphor in NXT for a little bit, and we'll circle back to this around draft season if not later next year. That's kind of the situation with that. Given the fans' positive reaction to Legend and Jackson, along with management enjoying their work, the WWE should consider keeping them around. NXT is brimming with female talent but lacks a tag team title, thanks to the WWE's boneheaded move to unify the titles with the main roster titles. The WWE should consider bringing more NXT talents to the main roster, much as they do by having secondary stars such as the OC appear on NXT. This could test NXT acts and possibly attract more viewers to the WWE's developmental brand. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Randy Orton sends a message to Kevin Owens. Randy Orton is busy competing on the WWE's current UK tour, but he hasn't forgotten about Kevin Owens laying him out backstage on the 11th October SmackDown. The Viper caught up with a camera operator during the UK tour, warning Owens, "Hey Owens, once I get back in the States, once you get back across the pond, I'm coming for you, and I'm whipping your ass. You got one coming." Rumor has it that Orton and Owens will face off at the upcoming Saturday night's main event special scheduled for 14th December. Dave Meltzer recently commented that the WWE plans to make the show a pay-per-view quality card. While Orton vs Owens could happen there, other reports state that WWE will book Cody Rhodes vs Owens. Which match would you guys want to see? Orton vs Owens or Rhodes vs Owens? Next up, Seth Rollins reveals return date. Randy Orton is the only WWE superstar looking for payback, as Seth Rollins wants revenge against Bronson Reed for kayfabe knocking him out of action. However, it appears that Rollins will have to wait before he gets his hands on the awesome Australian. The Visionary recently revealed his first match following his absence, as Seth posted on Instagram showing a promotional photo from his 25th October bout against the Judgment Day's Dirty Dom, along with this message, "First match back. Let's ride." Next up, Brian Pillman Jr. breaks character for one request. Alexis King, aka Brian Pillman Jr., is letting fans know the biggest reason for his wrestling career. King tweeted, "Just speaking as Brian Pillman Jr. here for a moment. This is all I ever wanted. My goal from day one in wrestling has always been to bring enough attention to the Pillman name to remind us all of this legendary performer so we can take his rightful spot in the Hall of Fame." King is currently enjoying success in NXT, but should he be responsible for creating interest in a Hall of Fame induction for his dad, or should Flying Brian's work speak for itself? Next up, John Laurinaitis gets divorced. Now it's official, the Bella Twins' mom, Kathy Calais, has officially divorced John Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis, who was named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit along with Vince McMahon in the WWE, was married to her in 2016. She appeared on Brie and Nikki Garcia, aka Bella podcast, with Brie telling listeners, "Is it fine to tell everyone that you're divorced?" She's not single, ready to mingle by no means. She is, I feel like, enjoying her independent time, but people are curious just to know where you're at. Kathy shared her experiences and current mindset, saying that she's on the road to recovery. And finally, Rob Van Dam announces Only Wrestlers. And last but not least, you'll never know what to expect from Hall of Famer Rob Van Dam, as seen by his latest announcement of a new business venture. The Whole Effin' Show tweeted, "Calling all wrestling fans, join pro wrestlers from all around the world to build the ultimate fan engagement platform. Be part of the action and connect with your favorite stars." RVD and his wife Katie Forbes, who is also a wrestler, released an announcement about the new platform, with Katie describing it as "Everyone's heard of OnlyFans, so Rob Van Dam and I made a website called Only Wrestlers, and it's pretty much the same concept. Wrestlers can post whatever content they want and fans can interact with us. We're excited to create a space that allows for genuine connections between fans and wrestlers." The press release also noted incentives not only for wrestlers but for content creators and fans who refer other fans to the site. Wrestling fans are always looking for new ways to interact with their favorite wrestlers, whether it's at signings or on sites like Cameo or at meet and greets. It'll be interesting to see which wrestlers participate in the new platform, what kind of content they'll produce, and whether WWE stars will be allowed to participate. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.